What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Football Capital, and we are back for our first Premier League prediction season preview. I've got the boys joining me here. We've got a full house. We've got another from Abu Dhabi special guest. He's back in Australia joining us today. We've got Alan on the panel, Rami, Kev, Damien, and Seba. Like always, boys, Premier League is literally a couple of days away. Another season, 21-22 season. Is it football coming home for United this season, or are we going to Liverpool there, Damien? What do you guys reckon?
Hopefully it comes home, huh?
Yeah, you reckon, huh? Back to back? Back to back? Now, look, guys, it's going to be interesting. We've seen a few signings the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks, a few more rumours, especially with some of the bigger teams. So transfer window is not closed yet. It's not shut yet. So there is more players to come in before we actually have our teams finalised. But where do we go from here, boys? Where do you guys want to start? We'll go to Kev. Kev, we'll go to you. I see you got your kit. Your kit arrived today, looking fresh, ready for the season. I thought, look, I'm Glazers out, so I don't know if I'll be making my purchase. But what are you looking forward to? Next episode, I've got the free in the back or new ones. All of each colour. Kev, what do you reckon, man? What are you looking forward to into this season, man?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to see how this shakes up, really, with a lot of movement. Obviously, this transfer window, namely the people that we covered the other day in our last episode. There's some really interesting characters coming back into the league, which could change teams, could change the way they operate. Really keen to see how Villa go, obviously without Grealish, but then bringing in Danny Ings, and there's a whole bunch of other players as well. But really keen to see who really makes up that top six this year. And selfishly from my perspective, to see how much closer United can go to getting to that number one spot, or challenging for number one, or is it just going to be another year where we sit back and we watch City and Liverpool, sort of run away with it? You just never know, right? I'm really looking forward to what the top six is going to look like, and I'm hearing some interesting things about Brentford as well. So yeah, we'll just wait and see, right?
Alan, we'll go over to you, man. What are you looking forward to this season? You think there's going to be any shocks, any surprises, any teams to look out for, any players to look out for?
I think probably what happened at the end of the season, last couple of weeks, where Arsenal saw Tottenham get the last spot, leaves them with a pretty comfortable schedule over the course of the season. They don't have any European football to face, and they still have good players there. I don't think Arteta is brilliant. I mean, there's still time to show something different out of that, but I think the fact that they've got extra time to focus on the league might mean they do give it a bit of a push. I know there's a lot of laughing about the signing of Ben White, but I still do think that it is a good signing. I think that these are the kind of signings as an English club you have to make. A lot of people trying to push back and say, why are we spending so much money on an unknown English player who's done nothing? You need these at the core of your club, and I think I'm looking forward to see how they do. Norwich, I mean, it almost, they went up and down so quickly that it almost feels like they didn't even go. The funny thing about Norwich is they're actually the most relegated team in Premier League history. They've been relegated 5 times.
Have they ever? I don't think they've ever stayed up for like a double season. Have they keep going up and down? I think they're the team that keep going up and down every season.
What, 5 times? It's crazy. It's crazy considering the way they started last season with Timo Pukki and a few of those others. But a lot to look forward to over the season, I'm sure. And the United case as well. I'm sure we'll have a segment when we talk about that a little bit further, as you always do. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think that it's a little bit of United pulling up while other teams are also pulling up at the same time. And I think it might be a little bit of let's just wait and see what happens there.
Yeah, look, Damo, we'll throw it over to you. Liverpool haven't really been busy in the transfer market this window, man. I don't know what's happening. I mean, I'm not sure how many points you guys were behind City, but 5 behind United. I know you got players coming back from injury, which is, you could say, probably like new signings. But What do you think coming into this season now? What for Liverpool's sake? What is the target? Is it just to get that top 4? Is it trophies, and which trophies will be a successful season for you lot? And what players you reckon? I got a feeling maybe Thiago is gonna rock up this season. He had one season that he did okay, didn't do too bad, but maybe not to the expectations that we thought. But what are your thoughts? Give us a little bit of expertise on this Liverpool situation here.
Yeah, man. From a Liverpool point of view, I think it's going to be an exciting season, especially having the fans back in the stadium. I think it's 75%. That's a massive factor for us, especially at home games. Otherwise, transfer window, wasn't a lot of movement for us. I think it was more getting players back into fitness, and competing with a full fit squad this year is obviously a massive target for us. If everyone's on, I think the whole league saw what we can do if everyone's on. Last season, that didn't happen, but with the players back, especially Van Dijk, but the new signing Konate at centre back, does he start? I don't know. I probably wouldn't start him. Sorry, bro. I was gonna laugh. Just 30. Fuck that name up for me. But
it was a Kiyate.
Kiyate. The centre back I'm talking about.
Naby Kiyate.
But just Konate at the back. I don't think he starts straight away. It might be a bit of an ask to just chuck him in. I know he's been playing in preseason and doing well. He seems like a unit at the back. But it's just good to see that we have depth now. Jota scored quite a few goals in preseason for us. I think Robertson did get injured. I think last night for us, the game was. It was an ankle injury. He walked off the pitch. He says he's positive, but you never really know with those things. I'm guessing a couple of weeks because they haven't said anything serious yet.
That's good.
But besides that, man, I think Champions League, obviously it's a must. I think we're at that level now. I think we need to be pushing for the title. No excuses from the start. Everyone's there. We need to be competing, especially seeing that Leicester can rock someone like City now just in the that cup that they played the final the other day. So I know everyone's talking City up big time, but I think it's all the big teams, they can really compete. You can't just write anyone off now. Everyone can win it, but who's going to turn up? That's it.
Do you think with the players that you guys have gotten in now, do you reckon it's a good thing to start off with literally the start of the season with not that many signings? Or do you think the players coming back in can maybe do the job while I'm not sure how your schedule is. I'm not your first couple of games before the window ends. Do you think this team can do the job and hopefully get a few players in along the way? Or you think that going into the new season with other teams already strengthening, that you guys are going to maybe fall back just a little bit in the first couple of games?
Yeah, I think it kind of, I don't know, as a Liverpool fan anyway, it kind of feels like we have made signings just getting these guys back, seeing them on the field. But in saying that, everyone else is bringing in strength. And Klopp did say, I think after yesterday's game that, we've got players back in, but we haven't forgotten about the transfer market. We are still looking around. I don't know if that means we sign someone. Most likely we don't. But I guess a little bit positive or something exciting to say that he was still looking out there. But it's more, man, we haven't seen the whole squad fit playing together in so long. So it kind of feels like we have a new signings already there. So we'll see. Hopefully they already have that chemistry from being around the club and being involved in training as well. So hopefully that's how we kick it off.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully you guys flop from the start. But Rami, your take, we have United. Rami, bro, what do you think?
Well, look, Borche,
you're right.
Look, it was an exciting transfer window, as obviously, even as a United fan, the likes of Varane and obviously Sancho, excellent positive signs for United. But I still feel like it's hard for me to say anything until I see this transfer window end. Because for me, I know everyone's hyping up Man City. Do I think they're going to win the league at this point in time? I can't confidently say yes. But for me, if they do go ahead and sign someone like Harry Kane, then I'll say yes, they win the league. So it comes down to what's going to happen to the remainder of the transfer window for me to determine what happens in regards to who wins or not. I think Obviously, with Aston Villa signings, even though they lost Grealish, with the money they got injected, I think they're going to be stronger than last season. So it's exciting to watch them. I think Leicester will have the same season they've had for the last few years. They'll remain a contender, top 4, potentially top 6. Maybe just slip off in the last second. But as much as I love watching who's going to finish top 4, I always love thinking about who's going to get relegated. And this year, it's honestly, you look at the trend of what you and Alan mentioned in regards to Norwich. You always have to put them there to get relegated because they just do it. And it's hard. You think about Leeds. Are Leeds going to have another year where they stay up? We don't know. It's just interesting to watch. Watford's back. It's good to see Watford back in the league. They had a good season with Wolves 2 years before when they came up, and then they had a terrible season the year after, and then they got relegated. 3 years ago. So, I think it's going to be pretty much a similar top 4. If you ask me who the top 4 is, I still think it'll be City, Chelsea, Liverpool, United. In what order, I don't know. But we've got to wait and see. It's going to be an exciting year. I think this is probably my favourite window I've seen in the Premier League in a really long time. So, we'll see if Lukaku comes back to Chelsea, if that's a done deal. Is that already a done deal?
Yeah, it's done.
Pretty much done deal.
Chelsea,
so,
Chelsea
Lukaku back at Chelsea. It's just exciting to see what's going to happen, man. We'll see.
Yeah, you make sure you get your top 4 confirmed because I need confirmation here. Yeah, by the end of the video. But Seba, what are your thoughts, man? I know you're at times you're optimistic, then at times you want to kill the manager. You've had enough. So coming into the season, how you feeling?
Look, I'm excited, man. We've had so much football in the off season. It still feels like forever since we've watched a Premier League game, and I'm pumped to see what all the teams do, not just United. Like the top 4 race is going to be very, very tight, but I think it's going to be tight amongst the 4 that was mentioned by Rami, and I think the rest of the pack will kind of fall off. The relegation, I reckon Norwich, but I reckon Southampton this season as well will go down. They just played with fire too much, and this is their year to go down. But the new signings, keen to see them. I think I don't know if Varane's going to start the season. I think he's going to come in a bit later. So always waiting, and like Rama said, for the window to close too. Like you want to see all the new players and every team at their peak. So hopefully not many injuries until after that window closes, so we can see these teams how they should be. But I'm keen, man. I'm excited. Very close top 4 this year. Very close top 4.
Yeah, look, I agree, man. I think looking at the teams and looking at potential signings, obviously Harry Kane to City. Even if he stays at Spurs, I don't really see him as a major threat coming into this season because they got other issues elsewhere. I don't know how Nuno Santo is going to go with that crop of players. But yeah, man, I'm on the lines with Rami with that top 4. Like you said, it could be, I think it might be a lot closer than it has been the last couple of seasons. It could even be like the season where Liverpool lost it by, was it a point? I think it was. It could be one of them seasons.
Best
maybe
second
not
place team in history.
Maybe not as many points. Maybe not in the 90s or maybe in low 90s. But I don't see 2 teams getting the 90, 97, 96 because I think the competition now, like you said, Chelsea have not just the signings that they're making now, but the signings that they made at the start of last season. Them players are going to get a lot better. You're going to see them starting with Pulisic. You're going to see him starting more often. And if he's injured, you got other players, Werner, Havertz. You got all them players to come in as well. Ziyech as well there.
And Tuchel with a full off season with him as well.
Correct,
So,
that's right. Just my only worry with Chelsea is the centre back pairing. If they don't get Jules Koundé in, I still see a little bit shaky. But I think Mendy, I think he might even get the Golden Glove this season because just the way Tuchel has got him, like they hardly conceded a goal since he came in last season. So that's probably gonna help them to push for the title, and it's going to be interesting to see what Chelsea offer in this season. But compared to some of the other teams, relegation, it is going to be interesting. There we go. Who is that? Who's on our case there? Which manager? Tuchel's already. He's like, don't give away my tactics. But yeah, look, I think
notification sign Mendy for Fantasy Premier League.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I'll take him.
But what's he going to cost though? 5 mil, 5.5 or 6?
They've made Bruno
too much.
cut me.
Yeah, I know, it's stupid. But look, we'll with the relegation. I think there's a lot of teams that lost a lot of players. Crystal Palace being one of them. A lot of their main players at Palace have gone. I know they got Patrick Vieira in. If he doesn't get the season off kicking, he's going to be under a lot of pressure. I don't think Palace are that team that sacks manager straight away. We saw with what's his name, Hodgson. He was even though they were doing so poor, they kept him for the 2 seasons. But I think they're going to be ones, if we talk about relegation, that could be going down. So Palace, it's going to be interesting start to the season for them. But boys, before we get on to who's making top 4 and who's winning the league with the relegation, we'll start there. What do you guys think? I know Norwich. We touched on Norwich a little bit. But who else do you guys think that haven't recruited well, have lost players, and potentially could go down? I know Seba, you mentioned Southampton there. Alan, anyone there? You guys want to add in someone else? Some teams are
with Norwich, as we said. The only thing that I think might actually save Norwich, and it's something that's gone a little bit quiet, is that they've brought in Billy Gilmore from Chelsea, and a lot of people, like, he started off with a little bit of hype, and then he kind of got put behind the shadows or whatever. And I think that's probably partly to do with the fact that Mason Mount did so well himself. But I think that he's going to come into his own this season, and I think he'll actually do quite well. Brentford, to be honest, as much as it's nice to say, oh, they'll stay in the league and whatever, they haven't been in the league for 70-something years or whatever it is, since 1942, I think.
They're coming third, bro.
At the moment, yeah. Arsenal's first. Well, that tells you a lot too, eh? Arsenal's first.
Arsenal's always first.
But look, Alan, with saying that Billy Gilmore is a good player, but I don't know why, I got a feeling they might lose Cantwell and maybe Max Aarons. I think they've
already lost Buendia.
Yeah,
they're already lost. That's right.
What about Brighton and Hove Albion? Have they brought enough in to replace the amount they've gotten out?
Well, they got 50 million in the bank.
In danger. I reckon they're in danger too.
I think you put them down. I think that's it. I say Brighton and Hove Albion. That's one team I think will go down this season.
They lost Matty Ryan as well. He's gone to where did he go? Real Sociedad. I think who's their keeper though? That Sanchez? Is his name Sanchez? I can't remember from last season. But he didn't do too bad. But they lost a lot of players there, and they haven't really recruited even for the previous season, Brighton. So that's
what I was going to say. They became weaker and weaker progressively.
Yeah.
And I think now is the time where I look at their team and I look at what they've brought in. I mean, look, unless one of these players surprises me and is, brilliant and takes the Premier League by storm, which is possible. Like, you don't know with any of these players. But I don't see them surviving. Really.
What about West Ham? I mean,
West Ham to get relegated. West Ham to get relegated.
Yeah. No. I'm saying, what about West Ham? I mean, West Ham lost obviously Declan Rice. They were at risk of losing Declan Rice. They're at risk of losing Declan Rice. But I mean, they haven't strengthened their squad much, have they?
I think that I don't think they've lost so many players though. I don't think they've lost so many.
I'm not saying to get relegated, but I mean, you asked the question about, you look at which teams have kind of strengthened, have they not? And if they were to lose Declan Rice, let's say for hypothetical reasons, I mean, do we see the likes of West Ham being quite strong next year? I don't know. I don't know.
They could splash a lot of cash quickly, I reckon.
That's right. They're gonna spend a lot of money on Declan Rice if someone was to buy him. They are in Europa League, so they can attract players just for European football's sake. I think Moyes has done a good job with him in the last. I don't see him getting relegated. Or even in that bottom zone to be in threat of getting relegated. I think they'll do all right. But then again, you never know, because you know how Europa League affects your league positions. We've seen that happen every year. Squad depth is going to come in as well. You're traveling. You might get
minutes in the legs.
You might play in Kazakhstan one week and then in Russia the next week or the next time. And these things like the traveling. Like obviously we wouldn't know, but it just looks like when you look at teams, it looks like it does affect, the travel does affect. And a lot of these players have never only had to worry about domestic football and the league. So yeah, look, they could struggle in terms of because of the Europa League.
They obviously I wouldn't even think about them being relegated. But
if they sell Declan Rice, I think they can.
West Ham for being.
If they sell Declan Rice, I think they'll bring someone.
Declan Rice. I reckon Declan Rice leaving might be even a good thing. Like you get these smaller clubs that get these names that become slightly bigger and they sell them for a big price, like Aston Villa with Grealish, and they make a new squad out of it. Like it's not a big deal. But I mean, Alan, you mentioned Brentford like 70 plus years. Like surely, I mean, I don't see the likes of Brentford staying up, or even Brighton. Your point as well. To be honest, I just don't see it, man. And
I'm with Seba with Southampton, man. That Danny Ings is a big loss for them. Don't know where the goals are going to come from, to be honest.
Ty Adams.
I know they made some money. Yeah,
Not enough.
I don't see that being enough for them to.
As long as I don't got Ty Adams in my fantasy team, he scores. Once I put him in, that's when he's on a goal drought. But Damo, you got anyone to add there? Any other teams you reckon?
Man, I think.
Go on.
I just wanted to address what Rami was saying before. I know that it's slightly stood away from it, but we were talking about the sale of Declan Rice and what that would do to the team itself. You know what? Sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's a very bad thing. And I think a prime example of that is Tottenham Hotspur after they sold Gareth Bale. They bought in pretty much anyone that was on sale. Like, we'll take you, we'll take you, we'll take you, we'll take you. And then before you know it, you got a bunch of players in your squad who had potential and just never really achieved it. And as a result, Tottenham had to struggle for years to bring in all these young players to gradually start getting, the likes of, I don't know. I mean, Lamela is one example, but there were a few others as well. They signed
Soldado and all that, couldn't score a pen.
Yeah, they didn't quite succeed. But on the relegation thing, Wolverhampton's another one as well that I'm going to throw into that mix. And the reason why I say that is because they've gotten used to having one manager for such a long time. And they were on the decline even under that manager. Who's the replacement for Wolverhampton?
I'm not sure, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? But it could be a good thing that he's leaving. It could be like a refresher that he's leaving.
Maybe.
The club starts fresh. You don't know.
I think they played negative football last season.
They lost their keeper to Roma. Patricio's gone to Roma.
Yeah.
They last year, like we saw Jota leave. They also lost Doherty to Spurs. If they lose someone like Traore as well, Neves is heavily linked with United. They're keeping tabs on him, so they lose someone like Neves. Who's left? João Martinho. Yeah, so you're right, man. Like also Traore, Liverpool are looking at Traore and some other clubs as well.
Neves, yeah.
Sorry, Damien, go on.
Yeah. And I was just saying Jimenez.
And the word on Neves. Oh, sorry, mate. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying Jimenez. I think he's back from his head injury. Which is
okay.
A bit of a plus for
he's
them.
playing,
That's a huge plus.
That's like a new signing.
Definitely. If they keep him, where's it coming from? Because we started to see a decline in Traore. Traore all of a sudden wasn't the player that he seemed to have been the previous season. He's a bit of a Saint Maximin sort of player where you know that he can be brilliant. He just doesn't do it very often enough, and that in itself.
I reckon Traore is an A-League player, but he's fast and he's strong. That's about it.
He's all right.
So
he's not that bad.
He sometimes do well. He can sometimes do well. You were saying about Ruben Neves, Borche.
Usain Bolt was there.
Borche, the word on Ruben Neves, apparently, is that he wants to join United. He's told everyone that he wants to go there, and United know that if they can't get the other midfielders that they want, they will turn to Neves, and Neves will jump at the chance to play with Fernandes.
How much would Neves cost United?
30. It's 35.
You reckon?
35
That's
is
not bad.
Yeah. But
That's price.
That's
it.
Well, that's why Liverpool. That's why Liverpool did with Jota.
Give them Donny.
No, keep Donny, bro.
Nah, keep Donny.
Keep Donny.
For what?
Keep Donny.
But let's go keep
Donny,
before we go on to the top 6 teams. Let's keep on the relegation battle. Anyone else? Seba, Damien, you want to add in there any other teams?
Do you think Crystal Palace floats somewhere around there? I know they've got Zaha and whatnot, but I don't know, man. They're kind of just a team that just hits mid-table. But if things don't, happen for Zaha, I kind of see them being a bit, negative. Especially with Benteke, he's very hit and miss. If they're not clicking, I could see them being, someone fighting that battle.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, like I said about Patrick Vieira, that's going to say a lot. That's going to show we don't know how they're going to be under this guy.
Do you think he'll be a quality manager?
Look, I think he did all right in France. I think he did all right. Alan, do you know when he was at Lille, wasn't he?
I think so.
I think he
I think
didn't
so.
do
I think
too
it was-
bad. Look,
let me
you
double check.
gotta give him a chance at the end of the day. But the thing is, it's not so much the manager. I think they've lost so many players. Like Andros Townsend has left, Gary Cahill. You got Nathaniel Klein, Hennessy, McCarthy, that Sacco who played at Liverpool. I think he's gone as well. Patrick Vanana has gone to, I think it's Galatasaray or Fenerbahce. I think Galatasaray. That Connor Wickham has gone as well. So they've lost a lot of players, and not a lot of players have really come in. So that the thing
He's
is,
come from Nice, not from Lille. Nice.
okay. So there you go. So it's like they've lost a lot of players, and not much recruitment has happened at Palace. It will be a shame to see him go down, but at the same time, their only hope is literally at the moment Wilfred Zaha. They got that Milivojevic still there, but he doesn't really offer besides.
It was good.
That's right. They got, but are you going to really rely on 2 or 3 players to try keep you up into the Premier League? They need to. I think they really need to.
I'm sure they'll buy some players though. I'm sure they will.
Well, they'll need to
between now and the transfer window closes.
Yeah,
but even without, I still think that they've got more of a chance of survival.
Yeah, but bro, the thing is, all them players
Norwich,
that are,
Brentford.
sorry, but all the players I just mentioned, all their contracts expired. They made $0 from any of them players. So it's not like we're using the money on Andros Townsend or Nathaniel Klein. Nathaniel Klein they could have sold for at least 15 mil at least. I don't think he's that bad. He wasn't that bad at Liverpool, I don't think.
Yeah.
So that's where it's a bit worrying for.
Well, I reckon Townsend would have been on a lot of money, or one of the highest paid players at the club. I reckon.
Possibly.
At the club, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
That frees up,
Well,
substantially.
what about the obvious? I mean, if what about the likes of your Leeds as well? What about Leeds and Newcastle? Do you think they're going to come strong this season, or what do you think about Leeds and Newcastle?
I think Leeds will do okay. Newcastle is a worry because they haven't made any signings.
They've made no one. Newcastle haven't signed.
Besides,
they lifted at the end of the
Bruce is
season.
a magician.
He does it all, bro. He should be the manager of England. He should manage England instead of Southgate.
Leeds, what's it called? Leeds lost Alioski, which is a massive number 10 left back.
Yeah, huge player for them.
It's a stupid move though. He was meant to sign for Galatasaray, then he went to the Ali Haddad. I don't know, somewhere in the Saudi Arabia.
Unbelievable.
Mate. Yeah. The payday, but he went for the check. What about Watford?
Okay,
guys, what do you reckon about Watford? They got some decent players in there, but are they going to stay up? What are
I
your
reckon they'll
thoughts?
stay up.
I reckon they'll stay up. Yeah.
I reckon they'll stay up.
Troy Deeney, is he going to take over them halfway through the season, be the manager?
Troy Deeney, ugly Drake.
No, Tom Cleverley.
Is Cleverly still there?
Yeah.
Is Cleverly still there?
Yeah, Cleverly, bro.
Yeah.
Cleverly.
He's still going, man. He's still going.
Where is
He's still
Welbeck
going.
there too? Where's Welbeck? Is he
He's at
Brighton?
Brighton. Yeah,
Okay,
Brighton.
yeah.
Welbeck's got Brighton until he gets injured, and then some Division 3 team signs him.
Someone else.
It'll be
They
the same
still have
story.
Sarr. Sarr
Okay.
scored 13 goals last season for them.
Yeah,
He could
Sarr's
go.
a good player. Sarr's a good player for them.
But he's someone that potentially can leave in this window. When it comes to Watford, they got some decent players there that some people might take off their hands. But Division 3 team, I don't know, Kev, is anyone available that we can sign some players there in the Division 3 squad? I don't know.
I was just messaging the boys at Rovers Div 9 to see if they needed a striker. Welbeck could slot in for us.
He'll start on the bench.
Hey, sorry, just I think a team we've maybe forgotten about, but Everton, where do you see them?
Well, after the
they've
4-0
brought in a new
flogging.
manager, obviously, like we know.
They
Rovers,
right? They bought they got Gray, was it, from Leicester?
And yeah,
on a
and
free?
Andre Townsend's there now too. He went from Palace to Everton.
No, I think they're obviously going to. I mean, Everton's obviously going to stay up to me, but whether or not they do great, whether or not they do good in the season, I don't think they're going to finish top 6. If you ask my question about top 6 or anything like that, it's too competitive this season. But
They'll drop from last season.
yeah, I reckon top half of the
Whatever.
table. But I don't know, man. Like obviously, Ancelotti's moved on, and James has stayed there for another season, which he wasn't great anyway last season. Let's be honest. James had the first few rounds that was pretty decent. That's about it. He dropped off. But I don't know. I mean, Richarlison stayed there, which is a positive sign for them. Which I think he's their best player. I think they'll be okay. I don't know if they'll be as strong as last season, but you never know. I don't know.
Alan, what do you reckon
Benitez
about
got Premier League
Benitez? Yeah.
experience.
Alan, what do you
Rafa
reckon?
Benitez
Benitez?
has. I think. Look, You know what's funny? I said in the last week's video for the transfers. Back then, yes, last week I thought he'd probably do better than Ancelotti because he's got Premier League experience. And then now that I think about it, I'm like, you look at how strong the clubs have become this season in the Premier League. It's hard to see them do amazing. They'll be that mediocre kind of stronger out of the mediocre clubs.
Yeah, look.
To be honest, I was looking at the squads, man. Like between Everton and Watford, there's not much.
Yeah.
And if you look at, I was just looking at the squads. Watford have a pretty decent squad, man. They've got
they do.
players.
Let's not mention Gylfi Sigurdsson won't be in the squad. Let's just mention.
The thing is, bro, when you get promoted, but you're like you have this motivation. Obviously, like we don't want to get relegated again. Like you come back with a fight kind of attitude.
Yeah, it's do whatever you can to finish 17th or above, right? Like
that's it.
Negative thinking, and it ends up killing those clubs.
Yeah.
I think Watford, when it comes to relegation, they've been in the Premier League for a while before they got relegated. You know, so they have that, and a lot of their players do have Premier League experience. So, in saying that, they look, of course it's a possibility. You know, if shit goes wrong, you're obviously gonna get relegated. But the thing is, I think they got the players, and I think Troy Deeney being there helps the rest of the squad. I know they did get relegated with him playing, but I think he brings something, and I think for Watford, I think they could stay up. One thing that their board needs to stop doing is sacking managers week after week, because that's what killed them last time they were in the Prem. They had like 7 managers, or like, let's just 4 managers in the space of like a couple of months. They just kept sacking them, knocking one off, and they got relegated. So that's with Watford. Yeah, look, I think they could just stay up. Brentford, I hope they stay up, but I don't know. I don't know how strong really their squad is. And then
so let's go around and talk about everyone's bottom 3 then. Who's going to get relegated? Quickly list them. Borcha, who's your bottom 3? Who's getting relegated?
My bottom 3, I will go Norwich, dead last. I think they'll start off strong like they did the previous season, but they'll end up getting relegated. I will throw in Brentford, and I do think Brighton could get relegated as well, man. Just because at the moment they haven't made, to be honest, no subs. No transfers. I do hope Burnley finally do me a favour and get out, but I doubt it. I don't think so.
Team.
It could be, bro. It could be.
Go Rams, over to you.
So, who's your over to me? Well, you know what? I mean, I'll go Brighton and Brentford as well, and probably I'll go with Seba and Kev and say Southampton. So Brighton, Brentford, Southampton. I'll go with
Alan, your bottom 3.
Same like you, man. Same like you. Brighton, Brentford, and
Norwich.
Sorry, what was the other one?
Norwich.
Oh, actually, I don't know about Norwich. I'm a bit 50-50 on that one there. I don't know.
Crystal Palace. Brighton, Brentford, Crystal Palace for you.
That was mine, bro. You had me there.
Liverpool.
Seba.
Hey, we haven't spoken about Arsenal getting relegated.
I was about to say,
so.
Does Arsenal finish higher than 7th?
Hey, Arsenal will escape on the last day of the season. They'll escape relegation on the last day. Seba, your bottom 3 before we move on.
Norwich, not Brighton, Brentford, and Southampton.
Kev.
Those are the 3.
Yeah, I got Norwich, Southampton, and I'm going to throw in Newcastle.
Oh, it's not. It's. You don't want to see him go down.
No way,
It's going to be a little bit controversial, man.
It's not even that controversial. Even Newcastle fans will tell you that's probably possible. And Damo, you're pretty much the same what Rami said.
Yeah, man. I had Brighton, Brentford, and Palace. Look, Palace could be a team that finishes mid-table, or they can be a team that gets relegated. That's the way I'm seeing it. I just put them in the mix there.
What do you say? Liverpool could be relegated, or
Liverpool. Sorry, we've lost you, Damien. Sorry.
Just one thing, just to sum up this whole thing. I think this season, one thing that we don't know is what's happening behind the scenes, and I think that's like any other season. But I think this season holds the most impact, and I think the relegation will happen in the boardroom, not on the football pitch. I think the way the club is managed, the way players are kept happy, little things like that, I think will ultimately play into who gets relegated, and it could be someone that shocks us, But I think it comes down to the boardroom and management.
Who would be last one if besides the 3 teams that we mentioned, who would be the shock relegation for you guys? You can't mention, obviously, the ones you've already put in.
Aston Villa.
Oh, fuck. That's
Villa.
heavy.
Yeah.
I'd
yeah.
say Leeds. I'd say Leeds. Leeds would be a shock one for me.
I think Leeds are too good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
reckon yeah.
Leeds
I
would
agree,
shock me.
Rami.
It'd be my
Leeds.
shock relegation, yeah.
That's my pick. Leeds.
Kev?
Mate, I was having a look. I really wanted to say Arsenal, but I don't think they're going to get relegated. But that would be a shock.
Of course, it'd be a shock.
But
Everyone except Arsenal fans.
They'll
To-
burn
to
the
be
fucking
honest,
stadium
mate,
down.
I don't know why, but something tells me maybe Everton. I don't know.
Mm.
I'm not convinced with them.
No, I don't
You'd
know.
love to see it.
Damo?
Bro, for
Shock.
me, man, maybe a West Ham, someone like that, just underperforming week in, week out. They could easily probably be floating around that bottom 3 area.
Yeah, I'm going to say Wolves. I want to say Wolves could be a team that's shocked to go down. But there you go,
Yeah,
guys. Let us know. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Who is getting relegated this season? Boys, we'll move on to the top 4. Now, this is going to be a bit of a tricky one. I mean, not really. It's going to be tricky from second down because United have already won it. Name's on the trophy, Sev, yeah? Name on the... It's already engraved. But
Engraved. Don't say that shit, bro.
boys, we'll go...
Everyone should
Crop
follow
that,
that.
make sure you crop that
Don't
shit
say
out.
that on the podcast, bro.
Someone wrote
Shit on the
it. Someone
story.
wrote it in pencil. Someone wrote it in pencil.
Crop
engraved.
it.
Write them down and just show them at the same time.
Yeah. Look, we'll go in order maybe of the table last season. City making some signings already. Jack Grealish, 100 million. If they do, by going off about what we know now, Harry Kane is linked. Nothing. No bid has been made exactly as we speak. But by the start of the season, he could be a City player. But at the moment, with the team that they have, what are we looking at? Are we looking at City once again winning the league, back to back, doing it again, or at the moment of recording, do you think there's other teams there that could get top spot?
See, this is the thing about City, yeah? I know we said they signed Grealish, but I don't think they're a stronger team. I don't think signing Grealish makes them a stronger squad. I really don't. Signing Harry Kane does, but what we know right now, I can't confidently sit here and say City's winning the league. I can't. Because Chelsea's looking the goods with Lukaku coming back in, and they had an unbelievable season, Champions League winners. United have obviously made their the squad stronger, not only by signing the 2, but also re-signing Cavani for another year. Cavani had an amazing season for United. We fixed our defensive problem with Varane, hopefully. But I don't know, man. I don't know if you can sit there and say Man City definitely because they signed Grealish. I don't think Grealish is that player where you can say they win the league because they have Grealish. I just don't think so, man.
With Harry
I don't
Kane,
know.
it's done.
With Harry Kane, they win the league. Yeah, with Harry Kane, they win the league. 100%.
Alan,
Come on, bro. The guy had the highest goals and assists in one season. Who does that?
where's City finishing?
Me? I reckon they're first, to be honest. I don't know. I can't see anyone going past them. And I know Grealish doesn't necessarily make them stronger on his own. He does make the squad stronger. He doesn't make the starting team stronger. I think I was discussing this with Rami yesterday. I almost can't see where he's going to fit. I don't know where he's going to fit in the team. I mean, do you play him instead of De Bruyne, or do you play the both of them? You play both of them. You've got 2 similar players. Do you play him on the left wing instead of Sterling? You don't. Do you play him on the right instead of Mahrez? Mahrez was arguably one of the best players they had last season. He was excellent. So I really don't see where that's going to go. I already think they're strong enough, to be honest. And I think there's 2 mentalities here. I mean, you take the approach of what Chelsea have done and you don't sign anyone, maybe potentially sign someone as the window closes. Or you look at City and they say, let's buy a couple of players and see how they work. We roll the dice. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we sell them. We've got money. It doesn't make a difference for us. Other clubs are struggling. We've got no issues. So I reckon they're first. And I'm almost predicting that they run away with it. That's what I think, personally. With the gap.
Name on the trophy, you're saying then, huh? Damn. All right, Seba.
Yeah.
City, where are they finishing?
All right.
Are they taking a
City-
league again?
No, I reckon, look, with Harry Kane, they've got to be odds-on favourite. And with that, I would say, yeah, they win the league, assuming they don't lose too many players. But I think United's going to win the league. I don't want to say it. It's scary. It's scary. I hate saying it.
What's-
Well, I don't know. Look,
Kev, what was that? Tomato, lettuce, onion.
Don't make me say it again. I don't want to say it again. If I keep saying
tomato,
it, it's not
lettuce,
going to
onion. Okay.
happen. Yeah.
Extra
Tomato,
garlic.
lettuce, onion.
Extra garlic. With shisha on the side.
Baba Ganoush, the boilie.
Nah, look,
Is that Mezza? This guy.
like Rami said, I don't see Grealish making them an overall better team. But he's obviously he does boost, but it's nothing drastic in my eyes. And I don't even think they're going to miss Aguero that much. Obviously they are, but like I mean, last season they did fine without him. Obviously,
Yeah, they won it with Jesus as their striker.
that's right. That's right. And if Harry Kane comes in, they'll win the league, like I said. But if not, I think it's ours to take. And I could see Chelsea coming third or second. Chelsea third or second. The fight for the second place will be City and Chelsea, and then the fourth place, yeah, probably Liverpool. Liverpool will be the ones there. But I think that the pack of four are going to be very close, and the rest of the pack will fall off them.
You don't think Leicester can make top four, boys, again? Or potentially?
Oh, they can.
They can, but I don't
I
think
think
they will.
Rodgers has proven it. I think Vardy's proven it, but I don't think we tip it.
Yeah.
Kev,
Hey, we
What's
should have.
your-
We
what's
should
your
have
order
many years
there?
ago.
Kev, what's your order there?
But look,
Mate, I think Seba and I must be telekinetic today because I had the exact same top four in the exact same order.
Here's your Uber. He's taking your order. Look at the microphone he's got on the headset. He's taking your order at the window.
United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool.
it's coming up.
20, 21 in
coming right up.
21 in 22.
That's how it gets delivered.
That's how he gets delivered, huh?
Yeah, I think the top four won't change much. To be honest, I think it's going to be those four. I think it is going to be a tight race. I hope United see it all the way through towards the later end of the season. I'm more confident this year than I have been in many years in United. I think the one thing is obviously Ollie's in-game management perhaps is the area of focus. He's recruited well. So if we've got a shot, I think we've got a shot at it. Liverpool came good towards the back end of last season when they started to get players back. So you can't discount them based on the form that they had from the season before and the way they finished last year. Because obviously that Alisson goal in second last round, that's what pretty much sealed top four for them. But that belief was there again. So, if that sort of carries on with players coming back, Liverpool going to be up there. Chelsea's strong. If they sign Lukaku, well, they're getting stronger. And City, it all comes down to Kane, to be honest, or it comes down to a striker. It comes down to who's going to play either the main man or second fiddle to Jesus. I don't see many playing second fiddle to him, but it all depends on that striker role. As of today, based on the squads as of today, what we know, I'm giving United a shot, but you never know, man. The Leicesters of this world, the Tottenhams of this world, and even the Villas, because they've done some really good recruitment. I'm not saying top four, but I'm saying they're going to cause problems for the top four. So I don't think it's going to be a runaway season for anybody.
Damien.
I love that you bunch Tottenham with Villa and Leicester. Oh, Tottenham fans will be burning right there.
They'll probably agree. They'll probably agree.
But they are.
Closer
Leicester,
than they do.
Tottenham's not much better than Leicester. I can't say that. Yeah.
How are they better? They're not better than Leicester.
They're not better. They're not better. Leicester's better.
Leicester won 2 trophies in the space of a couple of months. So you never know there. Damo,
For me, bro.
show us your top 4. Here we go.
Yeah, man. If you're going with your head, you say City win it. But obviously, with the heart, I've got to put Liverpool on top.
But be honest. With this squad right now.
Be honest, man.
Damien, you need to see a doctor about your heart, bro.
The lockdown's got him going nuts.
Honestly, I'm loving that
Keep a
everyone's putting
tracker.
Liverpool in 4th. I'm really loving that.
Hey,
Like,
I haven't mentioned my top 4 yet. Hey,
Bro, you're the same. But still, I think City win it. Liverpool and United finish on equal points, and Chelsea come in 4th.
Mathematically,
Wow,
them ones.
that's a very
Mathematically,
specific.
Look,
Specific. I
We'll
like
see.
that.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see on equal points, huh? So you're gonna catch us. You're gonna catch that extra 5 points this season. Yeah, look, I kind of it's very similar to everyone else's. My top four. I will go as it stands. I do see United winning the league. I just think the progress that Ollie has made, we've seen it, and it's not just. What did I miss? What did I miss?
Sorry, I can't.
What did
It's
I
just
miss?
hard to hear.
Oh yeah. It's. No, I'm just saying, like, from
Believe,
from,
mate. Believe.
from-
Believe,
from-
Butcher.
Yeah, I've been saying it from time, mate. 21 is coming. It's hasn't came yet, but you know the delivery process, the shipping. We got the shipping order.
Mathematically, it's coming.
Yeah, the shipping order wrong. But look, I just think the way they're going, you know, they didn't make top four when Ollie first. I think that first season or that half season that he had.
Yeah.
Then he was a top four on the final day. Then it was a third and then second. So there is progress. There's only one way up. Next is winning the league. So I think with the squad at the moment, I think United can do it. They can, 100% they can do it. And the thing is, like Damien's laughing that we're putting Liverpool fourth, and that's probably will favour Klopp and Liverpool and even the Liverpool supporters because no worries, just write us off completely. But then Liverpool, we always know they're thereabouts, even with the crop of players that they do have. But and the same thing with United. Everyone's like, oh, United, yeah, you made these signings because Sancho was. I've seen more edits, Sancho in a Liverpool jersey and a Chelsea jersey than a United jersey. All of a sudden now he's going to flop. Varane won every single trophy. He's one of the best defenders. He's at United now. Oh, now he's not the best. He's finished. He's past his time. They can talk all they want. Yeah, they can. All these players can talk all they want. But let's not forget, we still got players like Bruno, yeah, killing it. And it looks like from his performance against Everton in the friendly, his levels haven't dropped and they're just getting better. My thing is, with the players that we have to keep Paul Pogba, that's going to be where the issues are. I said in the last video that it might come to January where Mino Raiola might start talking and start break the harmony like we've seen before the Leipzig game. But apparently there's when a player becomes a free agent, there's a lot more benefit for the agents to make a bigger cut. So if Pogba does stay, I think we might lose him on a free. Raiola doesn't say anything during that January window. Maybe he's going to contact teams, but it's not going to be as like it has been just running his mouth on the media. So if that's the case and Pogba stays, it looks like he's happy from the training videos that we've been seeing. United can win the league. Even if City sign Harry Kane, I do think that United can win it. But it's going to be hard because I'll put City as we stand in second. Look, we've seen City win the league without a striker. We've also seen them win the league without De Bruyne. And then they're losing players like Sane and I think a few more others. They're not doing too bad. They will definitely add a few more players to the squad.
Yeah, look at what Laporte did. Laporte, look what it did to them.
And that's what I mean. Look what Varane's going to do because Liverpool got in.
I agree, man.
They got in.
We lost Maguire last season. Look what happened to us.
And when Van Dijk came in,
Let's start that conversation, Al.
What?
The Maguire talk.
No, but look, I think
Best.
bringing in Varane into the United squad will definitely strengthen the back.
Hey, but in all honesty, like, how can you confidently say, besides probably Man City, if they get Kane, how can you confidently say any team in the league has a stronger team on paper than United right now? I don't see how you could.
On paper,
Cavani-
Chelsea's a shout, to be honest.
Well, and to be honest with you, it's funny how everyone spoke about Chelsea being third and fourth. I actually, if you want me to be a bit interesting and throw span in the works, I can say Chelsea could finish first next season. Why not? They finished the whole season as strong as anyone ever did. And then you win the Champions League, and then you add Lukaku back in your team when he's coming off a good form. Why couldn't Chelsea win the league? Like, really, why couldn't they?
They definitely.
They're definitely a shout. They're definitely a shout. But
Chelsea are very well equipped, especially when you look at having the holding midfielder. That's the key, I think. and having Kante in their team makes a big difference. And why I think United won't win the league this season is because we don't have a good, strong holding midfielder like that. We can look at the rest of our team and we can say there's strengths everywhere. But if you have someone who can control the midfield properly, and Paul Pogba's not that player.
No, he's a 10.
That player.
Honestly, I think Matic is that player though, and I think he still is. I really do.
Pension. He's a pensioner. He's a pensioner.
Bro, what Iniesta and Xavi were doing their thing older than he is, man.
But
listen, I know not like that, but you're talking about age now.
That's in the Spanish
Talking
league.
about age. Come on,
Alright,
bro. Regardless,
Spanish league is not as physical.
Matic to me is a great footballer.
Yeah, but you know, my first option as in that role for United would be McTominay, and I don't think
Mate, you've had your chance to speak.
Not yet.
You've had your chance to speak about United, right? It's my turn.
Not yet.
Yeah, don't interrupt me. I gave you guys a chance, yeah? Yeah, you could have spoke about McTominay and Freds and...
So, Damon, what did you want to talk about, mate?
Rami, bro.
Yeah,
Shut
Damon.
up. Now look.
That's key. I think that's key. I think if we get a holding midfielder, I'm a lot more confident. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna go Chelsea in third. Look, Rami, you're not wrong there. Why can't they win it? They can. They got a squad that they can win. They can win the league, especially with Tuchel, good manager. They're the European champions, and they're gonna have a lot of confidence going into this season, especially with Lukaku, someone that can score goals. They're not gonna rely on someone like Timo Werner now. At least they got someone that they know if they give the ball in the situations that Werner missed them chances, Lukaku's scoring. Yeah, and I think he's a lot better player than he was even at Everton. When he was at Everton, I think he was a lot better player. But I'm going to go Chelsea in third, Liverpool as it stands. I am going to go in fourth. But like Damien was saying, it is going to be tight. I don't think... and you could see Liverpool in second. Because when the pressure hit at the end of the year, they beat us 4-2. They went on a run where they didn't lose. And especially with the fans coming back into the stadium, I think that's definitely going to help Liverpool. But that's my top four. United,
I feel like the
United
front three is
City,
going to
Chelsea.
let Liverpool down this year.
We don't know.
You know what?
We could. Someone could have another major injury, and then you're losing a big player.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, from a Liverpool perspective, bro, like, one injury fucked our whole season. So every team is like that one injury away, to be honest.
But
and they'll rock you out big time.
That's the royal injury.
Liverpool more than other clubs. Liverpool, because their squad is so small.
Yeah,
I think we fixed that this year.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
If we lose a Bruno, we could fall apart ourselves, you know.
I think more Maguire.
Jesse Lingard,
bro.
Jesse Lingard.
Maguire.
Jesse Lingard back again.
Luke Shaw.
Luke
I
Shaw.
think Maguire is difficult.
Borja, really quickly, man. I'd say what's it called? Can I talk? I reckon Liverpool slipped in the top four, bro. I reckon Leicester squeezes into the top four this season.
It's a possibility, bro. It's a.
I'd take that.
I agree, man. Nah, it's a possibility, bro.
No, but
because
I
What
reckon.
do you reckon, Damo?
Thanks for having me on Man United TV, boys.
No. In all honesty, you know why I'm saying that? It's because Chelsea is strengthening their squad, and they had a really good season last year, Champions League winners. United have strengthened their squad. City, you can't take them out of the top four. Liverpool haven't strengthened their squad at all, 0. But at the same time, they had 2 years ago, 2 years ago, they had an amazing season. No one could write them off because they were brilliant. But Klopp has been there for how many years now? It's time. I think it's time to give Klopp push him off the edge, man. He's going to go to someone else like your PSG. He's going to take over the PSG squad after this.
Maybe.
we'll see. But talking about pushing him off, who's the first manager to be sacked?
Do I get my top four?
Didn't you say your top
you already
four?
spoke.
I didn't get my top four.
I'll go.
You wanted to talk about Man City, and then it became top four when Seb started talking.
No, go on. Give me.
Person asked, bro.
Yeah, even me. I didn't list top four, but who cares?
I thought didn't we get in order? Go, yeah. I'm pretty sure Rami gave his top four.
I want to mention is I just want to talk about Chelsea because I'm hearing that Chelsea have signed a lot of players. They haven't. Chelsea haven't. They've signed Bettinelli.
Yeah, but
and
Lukaku.
Maybe Lukaku. Okay, Lukaku's on his way in.
He's done. It's done. Not maybe.
And I said this.
It's done.
I said this to you.
It's done.
I actually
done.
All right,
It's done. It's done.
They've got Lukaku.
It's done, bro. It's done. Hey, it's done.
It's done.
He's done.
Are you done?
Dana kebab.
Here we go.
I don't think he makes him a better team. All right, I think that we can say, oh, he's improved, and he's probably got a lot to prove. He wants to prove United wrong by coming back to the league. I reckon that they would have done better without him in their team this season. And I think part of the reason
scores more
why they
goals than
also
Werner.
haven't signed the players.
He scores more goals
Sorry,
he scores more. He will score more goals than what Werner did.
Yeah.
So he is improving
You
the
get
squad.
minimum 20. Minimum
Oh yeah,
20.
I know that, but it doesn't matter. But here's the thing: you see with certain teams, you get a striker who scores the goals, and he takes the goals for himself, and that's where the goals come from in the team. Then you get a team like Man City last season who balanced their goals around across the team. Now you put a Harry Kane there, all of a sudden Mahrez isn't going to get as many goals, Sterling isn't going to get as many goals. But are they weaker now? They're not. They're not. I don't think Lukaku makes them a better team. I think Lukaku makes them very rigid, and I think that might be their Achilles heel this season.
Nah.
Well, they haven't had luck with number 9, so you never know. And he didn't have a good spell at Chelsea the last time he was there. Well, he didn't get a fair go, but still. And look,
He gets minimum 20 goals this season.
He'll definitely get more goals than Werner. That's for sure. He'll definitely get more goals than what Morata did and Higuain did, and the rest of the flop number 9s that they had.
What a bad line of strikers.
Bro,
Yeah.
They haven't had a good striker since who? When was the last time they had a good striker?
Giroud.
Even Giroud wasn't a. Yeah, but Giroud wasn't a.
Drogba, bro. That's it.
Yeah, but
Drogba was their last striker.
Or Costa.
Honestly, I'm not
Drogba,
even
Costa.
joking.
Etu had a decent first season that he had.
Definitely.
Yeah, Diego
Costa
Costa was their last.
Costa.
Yeah.
Costa was their last good one.
But they had stupid strikers like Pizarro, Shevchenko didn't do well. So many players, bro. Like maybe Anelka if you want to throw it back that far. But I think, Ram, you said you were top 4, didn't you? I think you did say you're top 4.
No, I didn't, but it's all good. I don't need to.
Yeah, I think anyways. All right, so
Say it, Robbie, say it.
who's the first manager?
Rami is going to say United, Leicester, Tottenham, fucking Aston Villa.
That's exactly right. In that order. Relegated. Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Relegated.
Leeds United, by the way, to finish first. That's what he meant.
That's what he meant. Who's the first manager to get sacked? Besides,
Thomas Tuchel because of Lukaku.
Kev's thinking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Mikel Arteta, mate.
I think so too. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I
Arteta.
agree.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Arteta's going to be the
Or
first
Nuno.
one.
Or Nuno. Espirito.
No, they can't afford to keep sacking
Someone
managers.
in
because
Benitez, bro.
They don't
Someone
got-
in London's going, that's for sure.
They don't got the. They
Actually,
don't,
you know what?
they
I
don't
was
got the
saying
money.
before, Arsenal do have that no European thing, which helps them as well. So I don't know. It's very hard to say.
If there's no Europe and they struggle,
That's
I think
disgusting.
he's gone.
Oh, the fans are back. The fans are back 75%. Is that correct for the start of the season?
Oh, Liverpool's won the league then.
Newcastle fans are ruthless. If Steve Bruce doesn't do well, they'll push and they'll push and they'll push and they'll take him out. They're already not that keen on him anyway, and he got away with no fans being around.
Hey, look at the
Pressure
manager.
on.
Look at the owner of the club, bro. They've been trying to get him out for like 20 years. He
Well,
sits there in the stadium, doesn't give a fuck.
But with the fan thing, that's why I personally think Benitez might be the first to go because the fans didn't want him there in the first place. Like it was insane for them. So if they flop,
That's a good shout. That's a good
Yeah,
shout.
but they're very blessed to get Rafa Benitez. They're very lucky.
what a brilliant manager.
Yeah, but bro,
He's one of the best in Premier League. I don't know.
Just the thing. I think just the thing with Liverpool,
last
bro.
at Newcastle? Was he last
Yeah.
at Newcastle?
Bro, it's
Yeah,
like
He's past his prime, bro. He's just hanging around.
who's this?
Yeah.
Bruce, Stevie,
I reckon.
Stevie Bruce.
No. Benitez.
The Norwich. I
What
reckon.
about South?
I reckon the
They're
Norwich
famous for the paycheck.
for the paychecks.
But I can't even pronounce his name. But Southampton's manager Ralph
Hasenhuttl.
Hasenhuttl.
No, he's
Hasenhuttl.
staying. He got pumped 9-0 and he got a new contract.
and he's still got
And then
a
he beat-
promotion.
And then he beat Liverpool and cried.
Yeah, that was his final. Just to throw that in there on MUTV, he beat Liverpool and cried. I reckon the Norwich manager might go first. But when we're talking about the top of the table, it is going to be between, let's be honest, it is going to be between Oli and Arteta, I think. If both of them don't get a good
Did you say
start.
top? Didn't you say top of the table?
No, I'm saying, Arsenal. Top half. Top half. I think it will be.
Teams.
It will be between. The pressure will be on. Oli for me. I think the pressure is 100% from day one. Against Leeds this weekend, the pressure's on. If we lose or if we don't win this game, there's already going to be pressure on Oli.
Bro,
Even
every
if-
loss
even
is
if-
Ollie out.
Yeah,
Every loss.
But I think now, even myself, I've never been someone to be like, oh, the manager has to go, especially with Ollie has come in. But bro, this is it. For me, this is Ollie's. This is your last hurrah. It's either you continue on, even though you got this new contract. We all know contracts don't mean shit when it comes to the Premier League. Mourinho signed, you got sacked a few times. Mourinho signed contracts and he got sacked.
Hey, on that note, I reckon Mourinho is the next manager to get sacked in the Premier League.
He got red carded like last
It's
night.
not
or
even
the
in
other
the
He's
night.
going to
Yeah.
come into he's going to come into a random club, do bad, and then he's going to sack.
No, but like
He'll
we
take Everton after.
Yeah,
the
but in order for him to do that, there has to be a manager sacked first for him to come in, doesn't there? Unless he dies.
Rapper.
God forbid.
Loopholes.
Loophole.
no, but look, I think it is with Ollie. This is do or die for him. He needs to. If you're not winning the league, you have to be challenging all the way through. You can't be first for 3 or 4 weeks and then be like, all right, I've had enough, and then the players die off. They have to be consistent. They have to be consistent, and also he needs to win a trophy. No matter what trophy it is, he has to win. He has to win some sort of silverware and go far in the Champions League. Otherwise, I think Ollie could be one of the two to go.
I agree.
Maybe Arteta. I don't know how much the board really give a shit at Arsenal. But if Arteta's not doing well, I think he could be the first to go, bro.
2%.
Where you going? If you have to go, see you later. But we'll go.
It's fading.
Arteta's going to be the first one to go. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with Arteta.
Pressure's
Yeah.
huge. Pressure's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arteta.
Just
Kane
quickly,
should
top
be good.
goal scorer. Rami, we'll go with you first. Just so you don't forget.
Again, if Kane goes City, Kane. No. Top goal scorer this season. I'll go Romelu Lukaku if he signs for Chelsea.
Alan.
I'll go Salah.
Seb.
Yeah. Fuck. Kane. At Tottenham or at bloody Man City.
Kev.
Either form.
I'm going to go with Al. I'm going to say Mo Salah.
And Damien's obviously going to go the same on Liverpool FC TV.
No, I'm going to say Mane, bro. I'm going to say Mane this year.
Wow.
Top goal scorer, Mane.
Yeah, bro.
Have you ever outscored Salah before in a season?
No, they've drew.
I don't think so.
They're on the same.
When he was at Southampton.
No, they're on the same 2 seasons ago. They ended up on the same goals. Him and Aubameyang.
Yeah, they did.
I will say, I don't know. I will say Harry Kane, but maybe even Aubameyang. I don't know. Last year didn't have his shooting boots on, but you never know this season. In that sort of team, they're going to rely heavily on him. Depending who they buy around him as well. Maybe Pepe is going to be a lot better this season as well, so it might give him a lot more assists. But Aubameyang, I think, is a good shout. But I'm going to go Harry Kane and maybe Bruno Fernandes for the MUFC TV.
Yeah, see me next to my Lukaku thing. I'll probably say potentially Jamie Vardy as well. You never know.
Jamie Vardy's always there. He's always scoring goals.
Yeah, he's always up there, yeah.
He's always third or something there.
Yeah, always cracking in the goals against Liverpool. Well, boys,
Well,
anything else to add?
He loves us, this guy.
Does anyone got anything else to add before we wrap it up? Because Alan's on minus 2%.
No. I won't worry.
Damien.
Oh,
Damien's on minus
Damien's
2%.
fading.
Bro, one thing is,
Damien's
for
fading on
United,
Liverpool's
for United.
title hopes.
For Manchester United, what's a failure this season?
The same,
winning the league.
the same as the last
Is
4
that
years.
it? Is it winning or not?
There's the same as the last 4 years. There has to win.
and-
Has to be a trophy.
No, like, does it come down to winning it or not
A
winning
good
it? That's
Champions
it.
League
No,
run
no.
saves him.
No.
And look,
Trophies,
an obvious
trophies.
failure will be not making top 4. I mean, that's an
I
obvious
reckon
failure.
even top 3. Even top 3 is not top 3 is a failure to
So
me.
fourth and
Win the league or win the Champions League. That's it.
what? That, you can't say win the Champions League
So-
because of PSG. We all know what's happening there. But for me,
one
all right,
for the challenge sorts that all
yeah, I agree with you. But I'm on that. I'm on the Ollie's at the wheel. I'm in the back seat. I'm down for Champions League and all that.
Yeah.
But I think,
You're always down in the back seat, aren't you, Borche?
yeah, I'll show you. I'll send you some clips on the WhatsApp soon. All right.
Only fans.
The OnlyFans account still going. But I think a trophy. Ollie has been here now for 4 years. If he doesn't
Has to be a
deliver,
trophy.
he doesn't deliver silverware, especially after that the easiest Europa League final you'll get. He didn't bring anything then. He has to now deliver. Whether it's a push for the Premier League, he has to be there to the final day at least. So he has to. Like for me, he has to be there to the final day. But in terms of success, we need to see trophies at United. It's enough now. I think
absolutely. We have to
even
win a
even the
trophy.
Ollie in, like the diehard Ollie in supporters, you have to say if he doesn't deliver, it's time to go. Time to move on.
Yeah,
That's for
yeah.
United.
Look, after what we signed, but to me, like if I answer that question properly, if after who we signed, I think not winning the league for me is going to be an unsuccessful season.
Well, that's what
If
I
we
mean.
finish second, I'm not going to be happy.
We've gone up. We've
If we
gone from
finish second, I'm not
fourth, third, second, and we're doing well last year.
Yeah.
Now is the
Has to be
time.
top
It
two.
has to be
How
the
long do
time.
you give him, bro? Like, how long do you give him then if he doesn't win
This
it
is,
this year?
This is
I
it.
reckon this is his last chance.
This is it.
This is his last
Even with the
chance.
contract
Last
that he
chance.
has, like this is
Last
it, bro.
chance.
It's your final chance. For me,
Bro, the bigger the contract, the easier to get sacked. Let's be honest, right?
Probably.
They look for more. They look for more reasons to get rid of you. If you're not performing, everything looks 10 times worse. If you're on big money, after that show of faith from the board. But
It also costs
I
more
think
for
it's
them to terminate your
to
contract.
pay him out. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I think it's how you start. We got to start strong. And no draws, no bullshit draws in the first month. You know, like that we'll win it there. That's how you win the Premier League now.
Kev, do you agree
From the
there?
start
You
to the
said
start.
you said Champions League there as well, Alan. You guys, anything to add? Success for United this season? You're on the same page
It's
as
going to be
kind
one
of.
or the other.
I don't know. Maybe my expectations. I mean, look, I obviously have gotten used to success with United over the years, and I would love to see them win a trophy this season. If they can push a Premier League challenge to the last day of the season and not win a trophy, I'll still call that a success.
No, we've got to win the league, bro. Otherwise, last season we finished second and it was shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear Aguero. How's
Well,
that
ask
successful,
Damien.
bro?
Ask Damien how it
I'll
feels
put it out,
on the final day to lose by 1 point, and Brighton beating Liverpool on the final day too. At the end of the day, you come second. You don't win anything.
I'm with Alan though. I'd much rather be there on the final day contesting for it
Then
than
no
not
trophies
be
at all?
contesting for it.
Then no trophies at all.
No.
No. I get what you're
Just-
So would you
I'm
rather
just
go to the
saying,
League Cup?
I'd rather finish second on the last day than get the Carabao Cup.
League Cup. Who cares about the League Cup?
No cup.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I want to see armpits. Carabao Cup, Charity Shield,
I know what you're saying. You don't want 8
Southern
rounds
Districts
to go,
knockout
and we've already
competition,
written off.
whatever it might be.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's a Rovers charity match, as long as we got a trophy, I want to see some armpits, bro. That's what I want to see at the end of the season.
Next year, I'm gonna get ready for the.
Get ready.
Get ready for the charity match.
No,
Deliver to him.
a trophy has to be delivered this season. We can't go when did we win the last time the Europa League? With 6 years ago, four years without 4 years without a
4 years
trophy.
ago. 4 years
4
ago,
years without a trophy. You don't want to make that 5. And then the Premier League, it's coming to 10 years since we haven't won it. We all want to win the Premier League first, but come on, man. Any sort of trophy at the moment, I'll take anything.
Hey, Borche, I know we're going to wrap it up right now. Last thing I wanted to ask everyone, quick answers. Top assists for next season. Borche.
Bruno Fernandes.
You going Bruno Seba, yeah. Bruno, Borche.
Oh, it could be
Kev,
Jaden.
De Bruyne.
De Bruyne, Damo.
Jota.
Top assists.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Alan.
What was that, Damien? Sanchez.
Jota, top
Sancho.
assists.
Sancho.
Bloody Damien.
Fernandes.
Yes, stupid.
Exactly.
Hey, Ati, stupid.
Fernandes top assist.
What are you?
This guy in the corner over
What
there.
are you doing?
This guy in the corner over there.
No, I reckon Harry Kane. Harry Kane top assist.
But Harry Kane's not going to have a club by the end of the season. He's not going to rock up
With
the
Messi at
training.
PSG.
Yeah, him and Messi just kicking back in Dubai somewhere, getting that paycheck on the hubbly bubbly with Kev.
You know what? You could throw in someone like a Mason Mount. You don't know. You really don't know.
What about Grealish?
I don't know how much he's going to play. Honestly, I don't know. I can't see him and De Bruyne playing at the same time.
Yeah, but you're
Well, De
not.
Bruyne is injured for the first chunk of the season, isn't he?
And Bernardo Silva's
Hopefully he
leaving.
is.
Bernardo Silva's leaving too, and probably Gundogan as well. Even Mahrez might be on his way
So
out.
he's got time to make that, stake his claim for the first spot.
No
He's
shouts for
gonna score
Jaden.
Jesus.
No shout for Jaden Sancho. Top assist. He was up there in the
Not yet.
Bundesliga.
Not yet.
Mm.
This ain't Germany, mate. It's a whole new ball game.
And we don't got Haaland up front to bang him in, huh? We got Martial.
I think you look at someone like a Jadon Sancho, and it's that typical that I don't want to say it because say he's a one-dimensional winger, but I mean as a winger, like this is your role, this is what you do, especially as a winger who's playing with his preferred foot on the outside as well. So he's a right winger playing right thing. So
Crosses.
you know, he's going to bring in crosses. He's going to get a lot of crosses in, but I think the players that tend to get the higher assists are the ones that kind of mix in and behind the striker.
Well, you haven't watched a lot of him.
I'd say Fernandes over Sancho for that.
Yeah, but then you're not saying it's one-dimensional.
What do you mean? Jadon Sancho plays everywhere. What do you want
He
about?
plays on the left. He plays in the center as well.
He plays everywhere.
He's got most of his assists on the left-hand side. Yeah, he'll play on the right, but maybe not the start of the season, because Mason Greenwood will be on the right. Either Cavani, Martial down the middle, and Sancho will be on the right-hand side.
Cavani's got to be in the middle receiving those crosses.
What do you call it? Rashford's injured.
Rashford?
Couple months out, shoulder, some stem cell surgery. So,
but he went into Euros. He went into Euros injured. He shouldn't have even been there. That's the thing.
And his ankle. They're looking.
So I reckon with Sancho, I think he can. There's a lot to his game than just on the right wing, but you never know. We never know, bro. It is what it is. It's going to be interesting to see how the season pans out, guys. Hope everyone has enjoyed this podcast. It's been a pretty long one, but it's been good conversations as well. We've been wrapping it up for a bit. What's his name? Kev has already wrapped that kebab in that list that he had earlier. But yeah, guys, let us know. Snap sits on its way. Hey, no, Rami. What are you telling me, Rami?
Kev,
I don't know, bro. Hey, maybe we should everyone were in the same place. You can't visit each other during COVID.
Bro, shut up, bro.
Don't
tell anyone.
We're doing the Brady bunch.
We've all got the same.
Sneeze on Kevin.
But look, guys, get all your comments in below. Who do you think is going to win the league? Who's getting relegated? First manager to get sacked? Your top goal scorer, top assist, golden gloves, golden nuts, whatever you want to put golden on. And
is it too late? Sorry, is it too late to ask one more question?
It is.
Season? Come on, boys. Who's going to be the player of the season? Straight up.
Bruno Fernandes.
The player of the season. Bruno?
As they say on FIFA, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes. Damien. Virgil.
Harry Kane.
Virgil.
Alan?
I don't know.
Mason Mount. Lukaku.
Lukaku. Leave it blank.
Lukaku.
Lukaku's dad.
Rami?
Bamford.
The season.
Yeah, Bamford, bro, is good. Rafinha.
De Bruyne.
De Bruyne,
yeah.
There you go.
I'm calling Bruno.
Bruno Fernandes, yeah.
You know what?
It's done deal.
Just
Here we go.
curveball it and say, I'll say Kai Havertz.
Is he going to show up this season?
What should you say yours?
Bruno.
I think there's a lot in Kai Havertz that's yet to come out. I think you've got a potentially world-class player there yet to come out of his shell. And it could be his season, Kai Havertz.
Could be the same situation for a lot of those Chelsea players, to be honest. Yeah, they've got a lot to get better.
There you go.
Havertz has been very hyped up though.
There you go, guys.
We'll see.
We'll have a review after our first round, so hopefully we'll get all the boys back on. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining MUTV, as Damien likes to call it. And for the rest of you, all that like, share, subscribe, crap, bullshit. If you're interested, join the lads. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, boys.